Hey up, Flosstube! It's Wednesday, the 9th of August, and it's 10 to 1 in the afternoon. I'm here with my 71st video, and we're on the sofa today, change of scenery, and I have notes in this notebook. Joe, do you like it? I've got a lot of things to talk about today, so I'm going to split them up. I'm going to talk about life first because I never talk about my life and I like it when other people do, so why not talk about mine? And then I'm going to talk about dressmaking, crochet, knitting, reading, embroidery. Then I'm going to talk about cross stitch, stitch kindness, and mention a couple of people. So I think I'm going to put in a slide thingy, a thing where to split up each different bit. The reason I put cross stitch at the end is because I normally do it first and say I'm not going to talk about cross stitch anymore, and then get to the end and I'm talking about cross stitch again, and yeah, I won't want you to miss it. So, fun things that have happened this month. I had 2 days annual leave last week. We had a new shower fitted because the shower, the bit on the wall, all water was pouring out of it, and Richard was still using it even though the electrician turned it off at the circuit board because it was so dangerous. So I had to have baths. I know, don't like baths. August is a busy, expensive month for me because, fun fact, 5 birthdays in August. I don't know who was watching the other day who said May was their busy birthday month. Was it Caroline? So it's my auntie's birthday, it's my mum's birthday, it's my nephew's birthday, it's my brother-in-law's birthday, it's my niece's birthday, and yeah, is that 5? Yeah, it's my dad's birthday in October. Anyway, who cares? Other things, Richard's got man flu, which I'm trying to avoid. I don't know, I'm holding this pen, I don't need it. Yeah, avoiding Richard's man flu. And this is quite a big thing. I'm currently, me and 4 other ladies are trying to set up a women's institute group in our area. One was already set up a few months ago, but the interest was so high that half the people, so they had this launch night and about 200 people went, but they limited membership to 100, I think. So they've got something like 100 members and then 100 people waiting. So out of all of us that were waiting, didn't get into that group, we managed to get 5 of us who wanted to try and set up the second group. So at the minute we've decided on the date we're going to have it, we've decided on the venue, which is a church, and we meet every 2 weeks down pub to discuss our roles as the committee and activity ideas, and tonight's main goal is to decide on a name because, yeah, thing is, the most popular name is The Hive, but okay, where I live there's a thing about bees, so anything bee related, so The Hive, right? But I'm a bit worried about that because there's going to be this new retail area called The Hive as well, So we don't want to get like mixed up or be like affiliated. People think like get confused and think we're something to do with that, but we're not. So anyway, tonight we're supposed to be deciding on like an interim name so that we can set up a Facebook group and like advertise ourselves to the current waiting list. Because well, I don't really know that much about the Women's Institute, to be honest. I've never been to one. But the members have to vote on the name anyway, so we'll be having an interim name now, and then when we form next January, all the membership have to vote on the name, so it might not be the Hive anyway. In fact, if any of you are part of a Women's Institute, please leave advice below. It would be awesome. So is that all my life updates? No, I've made the final payment for the retreat in October, the Milton Keynes retreat. As far as I know, there's one place available, so if anybody is interested, you can either like search for it on Facebook or leave me a message below, and I'll see if it's like still available and whether you can go and whatever. I think it's okay, I don't know how much it is. Something like £130 for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that includes all your meals and like your bed and the stitchy room, obviously. And they're also doing, I think they're doing like a gift exchange and like a raffle and stuff. So I finally paid for that, and I can't wait to meet people like Tina and Claire and Jem, Stitch. Ooh. I'm sure there's other people I forgot. I think there's about 6 or 7 Flosstubers going, but I've met most of them before at the other retreats, so that'll just be new ones. If you're a Flosstuber and you want to come, you definitely should, because I want to meet you, okay? And get all fangirl. Okay, so I think that's it for life updates. No, it's not. Why do I keep saying that? Work, let's talk about work for 1 second. Got a new manager like 2 months ago, and I think things are better, like I'm happier at work. She's going on holiday. She's on holiday now for like a week and a half, so I hope we can cope. Okay, so now, yeah, life is now finished. Well, not in a bad way. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to talk about is dressmaking. So, I've been influenced by Tina in Stitches, obviously, and I binge watched 2 YouTube channel people, Hobbling Handmaids, and she has EDS like Kerry and like Carrie's Creations. So like EDS is actually getting really like popular, not popular as in good, but like there's quite a lot of it around, whereas I'd like never heard of it before, but now quite a lot of people have got it. And someone at work actually said that one of their relatives has got it, because I thought it was like a dead rare thing, but obviously not. Yeah, and I also watched the Crafty Pin-Up. If you're into dressmaking or want to be, you should check those channels out. So anyway, so what I did was I bought 2 patterns off eBay, of course. The first one I got was New Look Easy 1 Hour K6843, which is well, like A-line skirt. What I did this one, the A-line skirt, which is view E. And what I did was I traced the pattern onto paper, tracing paper, because I don't want to cut it out and like get it wrong. So I actually used 2 different sizes and like graded, because I went on the back, it says the finished measurements, garment measurements, and then it gives like the finished size for each of the sizes. This up here like 8, 10, 12, blah blah blah. And it turned out I'm a 14 waist and a 10 hips, which makes no sense because my waist is way smaller than my hips. But anyway, so yeah, I traced it out. It's quite good, this skirt, because it only has 3 pieces. So you've got the front that you cut on the fold with the fabric. It's got like a dart in the top, and then you cut out 2 back pieces, and that's got 2 darts in the top, and then you cut out the waistband, which is just basically a rectangle. So I did the size 14 waistband. I suppose the fact that I did a size 10 hips was because it actually changed it from being an A-line skirt into some other kind of skirt. But anyway, I like it. Oh my god, made a mess. So the first thing I did was to make a toile, which is basically a practice one, out of an old bed sheet, because now, like when I've done with a bed sheet, like it's gone bobbly or whatever, I'll just keep it so that I can make practice things with. So here it was. Obviously I didn't put the zip in the practice one, but it's got the darts in the front and the back. It's got the waistband. The waistband is like got this little extra tab where you put a button, but I'll tell you about that anyway. I didn't do the hem either. So anyways, first of all I pinned it and tried it on, then I sewed it, tried it on, and then I decided that the length of this was the length I wanted my finished skirt, but I hadn't turned the hem up yet, and it allows for 1.5 inch hem, so it would have made it 1.5 inch shorter. So what I did was I taped on an extra bit of tissue and extended the, like followed the line down an extra 1.5 inches, so that would then be my hem. Obviously I did that on the front and the back, otherwise it would look silly. So I did that, I bought some lovely fabric, and here's my finished skirt. It's gone a bit dark in here, but it's navy with white polka dots. Now it said it would take 1 metre of fabric, but So I bought a metre, but I've got loads of it left. And I tried to pattern match, but it didn't work very well. I can't remember whether I tried to pattern match the sides or the... Well, I tried to pattern match the sides in the sense that the dots were still going down at an angle. What the hell? I don't know how to do this. But because it gets wider as it goes, because it's not just straight down, it's like the pieces are triangle shaped. Obviously the pattern spreads apart. On the zip, which was a straight seam, I tried to pattern match, but as you can see, it's got like a central row of parallel dots down the middle. It was my first time doing an invisible zip. Let me open the curtain. It was my first time doing an invisible zip, and I did an awesome job, I must say. You can't see the zip at all. I didn't have a zipper foot on my machine, so I had to sew it in by hand, which took me like all day, like a whole day. But I'm pleased with it. So, and also this was supposed to have a button, the little lap thing, but I used a press stud because I didn't have a button, and it would have meant I'd have had to have made a buttonhole, and I didn't want to do that. So press stud, it's awesome. So when I wear it, it like starts at my waist and then goes down to just above my knee, sort of thing. There's a photo on my Instagram, I think. So that's my skirt. In fact, I told you I had 2 patterns and then I showed you one. So then the other pattern I bought was just for like a bomber jacket. It's one you get free in Prima magazine, but I bought it off eBay. So I don't know whether to do like a satin type fabric, or like a shiny one, or like a cotton print with like flowers or something, a bit like this one, or just plain. I don't know. Because I'd lost my stitchy bug basically, but I've got it back now, so maybe I won't be making this anytime soon. And then there was a pattern I already had that I thought about doing, but then I thought, no, I'll make a skirt first, and that's when I got the skirt and the other pattern. So this was the other pattern. New Look 6184. Just these dresses basically. What was I going to say? There's like a Ravelry for dressmaking that I discovered. I don't know if anybody's interested, but it's called, I can't remember, it's called patternreviews.com or something. I'll link it below because that might be wrong. But you go on like reviews and then patterns, and then you can select like type of pattern, the company, you can put in a keyword like the pattern number, and it brings up loads of people's projects, and it will tell you things like they'll review it obviously, and mention things like whether the fit's right, and you can see like all different adaptations they've made or different fabrics they've done it in. So that's good. That's good for if you if you're thinking about buying a pattern but you're not sure on a few things, so you can go on there and look. Likewise, if you want to buy, say, a dress pattern, you can go in and just search dresses, and then it'll just bring up everybody's projects, and then you just scroll along until you see a dress that you like, click on it, and it'll tell you what pattern they used. Yeah. So let me see. Oh, just the last thing on that. When I bought the blue polka dot fabric, this was in like a sale type thing, so I bought this as well. I don't think you'll be able to see this. It's like a textured black jersey fabric, which means it's stretchy. And I thought this would be good for a skater dress. I mean, a skater skirt, or if I had enough, a skater dress. It's a metre of fabric, which in the sewing world looks like this. Okay, yeah, now I've done that, how am I going to hold this up? So I reckon I could get a dress out of that if I wanted to. I could even either draft a pattern myself, which would be well out of my comfort zone, or I really like the idea of cloning your clothes, where there's loads of videos on it online about how you can create a pattern from clothes you've already got, which is totally awesome. I have a skater dress that I really like the fit of, so I could make a pattern from that. Yeah, so the next thing we'll talk about is crochet. So crochet, I'm going to be quick. As I've mentioned before, I now go to a knit and chat group on a Thursday evening, and I'd finished my last knitted project and didn't want to start another knitted one, so I had this kit. It's called Wonky Bird and it's by Warm Pixie, and they make yarn, basically lamb's wool yarn. And here he is. He's so cute. Look at his little comb over. And he's got little wings and his little eye and this like embroidered beak. And these are his legs, which are actually supposed to be straight, but they curl up. Here's his little feet. So you make the body is one piece, and then the wings are separate pieces, the legs are separate pieces, and the feet are separate pieces. Now, God bless cross stitch, because I was able to use my invisible thread to sew the feet on, so that you can't really tell that they're separate. The hair, it's just like strands pulled through, basically. I did them in like loops and then cut the loops. It's filled with stuffing. To tell you his name is Reggie Norman, and that's because my friend from Knit and Chat, she suggested Reggie, so, and because she like helped me a bit, like make him, like started me off kind of thing, I thought it would only be right to take her suggestion of Reggie. And then when I was at work, my colleague had to ring somebody called Norman, and I was like, oh my gosh, Reggie Norman, that's awesome. Because I took him to work with me, and they now insist that I take him to work every day. They wanted me to leave him there, but I think he would be scared on his own, because he's only a little bird. Well, he's actually a massive fat bird, but he's just a baby, okay? So yeah, and he's called Wonky Bird because you're supposed to put like his eyes on wonky and his legs are supposed to be all wonky, but just a bird to me. Yeah, that's it for crochet. Although I must say, I watched Laurel's video yesterday, and she's doing this like blanket that's like, it's like a diamondy thing in the middle, and then it's got like these like triangular things that come out. It's almost like Native American style, which I love, by the way. I've got itchy nose, so that already the end of crochet, and now we're going to talk about knitting. For knitting, I had a new start, and it is the brick jumper, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a simple basic pullover, top down raglan construction, which allows you to try it on as you go to check your fit. It's in sizes extra small to 3X. It uses a worsted weight, which is pretty much the same as Aran weight in the UK. Yeah, so worsted weight yarn, 2 needle sizes, knitted in the round, and it has some options in it, so you can choose whether to have a fitted waist or just straight up and down, and you can choose whether to have tapered sleeves or just straight up and down sleeves. So I've gone for shaping in both, so it will have a waist and it will have tapered sleeves. Now the yarn I chose to do this in is this lovely Italian yarn, which is 53% wool and 47% acrylic, and it is a dryer fill Zebrino. About 4 or 5 pounds of wool, so not bad. Yeah, what was I saying? So it's got like 2 shades of, it's got light grey, dark grey, it's got this orange, and it's also got like it goes into like a pinky orange, but I can't find any. So anyways, this is where I got to. Quite a lot. I love this striping. So you can see it like there's a bit more of a pinky orange in there as well. It's got hair all over it. Now the only weird thing, you can see at the top here the stripes are a lot thicker, and that is because to start the pattern you start it flat like this. So all of this part is flat, and it's only when you get down to this row that you then cast on extra stitches and join it. So that's why the stripes at the top are thicker, which I didn't realise before. It still looks okay on the back, but because in the front you're just coming down, what am I doing? You come down here and then you're going back straight away, so you get a thicker chunk of that section of the yarn. So anyway, blah blah blah. So I've done that, and then as you can see it's got a shaped waist. Well, you can't really tell that much here, and then you increase it back out. It says you can like keep increasing it out if you've got like wider hips, which I have. And then for the ribbon at the bottom, you go down a needle, 2 needle sizes. So I've done the body on a 4 and the ribbon on a 3. The adaptation I've made to the ribbon is that it is shorter. I think I did 2.5 inch ribbing, unlike the pattern which has you do 20 odd rows. See, that's quite a lot of ribbing. And then I've started the sleeves, which I'm doing the tapered sleeve, which is why you can sort of see steps. Because so I've decreased here, here, here. So I was worried that the stripes on the sleeve would be really bad like this, but whilst obviously they're not as narrow as on the main jumper, they're not too bad. So that is the brick jumper using Zebrino by Embroidery fill, and it's colour 61. I think I bought 7 balls of that, so around the £30 mark. What's my hair doing? So I've spent most of the month doing that. Okay, I also got a couple of knitting books from the charity shop. I have Knitting Vintage by Claire Montgomery. And what it does, so it's set in like the different time periods, and each chapter starts with an explanation of the fashion around that time, and then it shows you a pattern. Now I should have marked these, and you've got some really dodgy ones, but like this is a bit dodgy. But I do like a few things in here. So we have from the 40s. We've got a twin set, guys. So you've got the top and the cardigan. I wouldn't wear them together, nor would I knit them in red and pink, but I quite like the top on its own. Just got a bit of lace detail on the front, and I quite like the cardigan, which I can't find. Well, that was the cardigan picture that I showed you. And then we've got headbands, we've got like some stockings, got a little collar, got what else do I like? No, I don't like that. Love this. This is the 50s, and it's, I think it's a lace, kind of like a lace weight, well, it's a lacy dress basically. You can't see the lace very well. It'll take me 500 years to do it, but I like that. and I like, so what we got here, the 60s. I quite like this dress from the 60s. Then you've got like cable, cardigan, headband again. So 70s, got a really dodgy hat, dodgy waistcoat, dodgy scarf. I quite like this poncho wrap. I think it's just a rectangle and then they put a belt around it. Nail finished. 80s. Quite like that. Like a slouchy mohair sweater. You've got a crop top jumper thing, scarf, mittens, leg warmers. Yeah, so that's that book, Knitting Vintage. Can't remember how much I paid for it, not a lot. And then the other one, which not so awesome, there's only really one thing I like in this. Knit for You in Your Home by Debbie Bliss. And it's a bit strange, but I like this idea. It's a storage box file thing. So you have like a cardboard, well, it's made of cardboard, and then the outside panels are knitted and the inside is just like a print fabric, and you just basically sew it onto the cardboard. It's got things like wine bottle covers, top knitting roll thing, it's got like a jacket, cowl, chair cover, hat, slippers, blanket, scarf, eye mask. These are quite cute, but I don't really have like jars and stuff out. So that was that one. I also was going to mention in this section again about the Christmas jumper knit along. I have a group on Facebook which I will link below. I know a lot of you will be doing Tina's taking part in that, and she's going to do tutorials for the Christmas jumper she's chosen, and she'll be starting that around September time, I believe. So I think she'll be posting in my Christmas jumper knit along group if you wanted to join, if you were going to be knitting that yourself. So the next thing we'll talk about is reading. So a quick bit on reading. I'm reading Pride and Prejudice still. I'm about 70% of the way through. I'm reading it because I've seen the TV adaptations, but I don't remember them because I saw them as a kid because my mum was watching them, sort of thing. So I don't really know the story. Yeah, so reading the book so that, because I'm going to go and see a comical version of it at the theatre next month with my sister and my mum. I really like it. It's quite difficult to read, I suppose. It's the first Jane Austen book I've read, and I was quite surprised at how the characters are perceived in the beginning, given what we know about the characters now. So yeah, I would recommend it. It's good. I've also got the, you know, there's like GCSE guide things. I've got the Pride and Prejudice GCSE notes thing, so I'm going to read that after to make sure I've understood it properly, and then I'm going to watch the Keira Knightley film version, and if I get time then any other versions that I can get. Book club, we're supposed to be reading Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is also the same as the Blade Runner film. Not seen or read either yet, but I can get it on audio, so if I have time I'll listen to that on audio and go to book club. I think it's next week, so it's not hopeful. So now we'll move on to what you're here for after 41 minutes, which is cross stitch. Woo! The first thing I'm going to mention is some embroidery that I did for a friend. Some martial art top had been signed by some martial artist, and she asked me whether I could embroider over it, so it was like permanent. So I did. I loved it. I think it looks awesome, and here's the photo. So now for cross stitch, I worked on 3 projects. So in no particular order. I worked on a country calendar for 2 days this month, and I finished the March block. Oh, got threads everywhere, which I hope I've not. Oh yeah, there it is. The March block. I think it looks cool. Here's the whole thing. I didn't realise that I'd done that much on April. Obviously I've been doing April as well then, which I like the colours of. That is so weird. I swear I've not done that. Somebody's done that. Obviously it must have been me, but that's a nice surprise. And I finished April, and then I've only got May to do, and the border. It's really difficult putting the hoop on because I've got specialty stitches like these bullion knots, and I don't want to crush them because I crushed them up here and they've gone all squashed and horrible, so I might have to redo those. So that's my country calendar. I might grid it to do the border because it's quite, like, you've got to get your spacings and everything right. I think that means I'll also have to grid the chart as well, because it's, I think it is gridded, but it's, you can't really distinguish it on the photocopy that I did. On my working copy. That's that one. I did a bunch on Enchanted Manor, my Heaven and Earth design by Josephine Wall. Story Keep Enchanted Manor, the full version. This rainbow here goes like over a building, and there's another thing on the other side, so this is just like one side of it. The bits I did are the bits in green, which look yellow to you, so a fair chunk. And here it is. and you can see the koala bear now, kind of. There, can you see it? Can you see it? So this is Ozzy. Say hi. This is Lindsay's suggestion, and obviously it's the right, you know, Aussie, Australia, koala bear. So yeah, I've done that, and then a lot of the bit I've done like all this green and these chunky bits here. Pretty much I've done like all of this. I'm trying to get the koala bear finished, so I've been picking the colours by trying to fill in the koala bear spaces and then doing it for the whole page. And that's bits that I did. The purple bits for Jessie Marie's birthday sale. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. Oh, actually, that's another thing. I don't know if you would remember, this was on DMC Magic Guide. I just couldn't manage it because once I'd stitched over the grid lines, couldn't work out where I was, so I've re-gridded it in Silky Sliver and washed out the Magic Guide. And then the project I've been working on, well, I did a day near the beginning of the month, and yes, last night. So it's Majestic Peacock from Cross Stitch Gold issue 66. It's a Leslie Tier design. I'm stitching it on Black Ada. Can't remember what count it is, but here is it. I love it. So last night, I think last time you saw it, I didn't have the flowers. I'd only done like half of this. So I've finished this green bit and done some of this. So last night I finished off the bottom of this flower, did the green bits in them, and filled in these pale turquoisey bits, and did all this. It's actually light green, but it looks yellow, I suppose. All this yellowy bit. So that is what I'll be working on when I finish this video. This is a needle minder. I don't usually buy needle minders, but I wanted to buy this scissor fob. The colours aren't showing up at all. It's like pastel colours with a cloud, a smiley cloud. There you go. I wanted to buy this from Plan to Stitch, so Plan to Stitch on Etsy. She's a local gal. The scissor fob, so yeah, I wanted to buy this scissor fob because I'm always losing my scissors, but you could get it with a needle minder for just like £1 more, so I thought I'll get both, just to like support local business type thing. So that's those. The scissor fob came with like a black string thingy, you know, like you used to on those like mobile phone charm type things, but so I took that off and swapped it for a keyring that I had. Need a reminder. I'm going to mention again the Fairy Moon sale that I'm going to be starting with Tina at the retreat on the 27th of October. There was already a Fairy Moon sale in 2013 and there's a Facebook group for that. I've decided I'm going to create my own Facebook group for this sale, which I will link below. Please join. I would love to see everybody working on this with Tina and myself. I'm also going to have an Instagram hashtag, Fairy Moon Sal, but obviously we've got ages till we start it yet. So if you're going to get your hand dyed fabrics, you need to get it now, because we've got about 12 weeks to go. So you've only got sort of a month or so to order your fabric. I've ordered mine. It's I think it's 32 count opal linen in Twilight Shadows from Craft Kitten. It was so expensive. It was like 27 quid. Better be worth it. I'm sure it will. But I've already decided I'm going to make a change on this. The moon is all done in beads, and on the Fairy Moon Sal group, which already exists on Facebook from 2013, I've looked at the moon on people's thingies and I don't like it. It looks like really lumpy and the beads don't lay straight, and so I think I'm just going to do it in a metallic, or even just white with some blending filament, because it doesn't look good in my opinion. So yeah, I think she might be out of print now. I know people have been looking for it and unable to get it. I hope you can get it. Or you could ask a friend very nicely to lend it to you. So, Fairy Moon Sal, 27th of October, Facebook group link below, Instagram hashtag Fairy Moon Sal. Now I'm going to talk about stitchy kindness, and let me just check something. I'd ask these people whether I could say their names, but they've not got back to me, so some of them I can and some of them I cannot. So the first thing I got was from my sister, so I can mention her. She went on holiday to Cornwall and she brought me back this bookmark kit, The Lost Gardens of Helgen. I don't know what that is, as in what the Lost Gardens of Helgen are, but it's bookmark, as you can see. So yeah, bookmark. And then from lovely Flosstubers, I received 3 gifts this month, and that is like loads. So the first thing I got was from Annette, whose channel I will link below. She had just finished the Ink Circles tapestry design. I absolutely love it. I really want to do it. So I asked her whether she would think that any of the threads could be replaced with DMC, because for the threads alone it was like £50 ish, which is a lot of money. I have to work for like more than a day for that. So she said, oh yeah, you probably could, I'll send you a sample of each of the threads so you can have a look, you know, look how variegated they are and whether you think you could swap them out for DMC. I said, oh yes please, that should be wonderful. I have a DMC shade card so I will be able to compare easily. And I was expecting like a little length, but as you can see I keep giving it away. She actually just sent me everything she had left of the, so it's a bunch of Gentle Art sampler threads. Hang on. Gentle Art. So we've got some Simply Shaker ones and some sampler threads from Gentle Art. So these were some of the colours. Pretty. Here's some other colours. I mean, obviously there's not enough here to actually do the design, but this is so massively helpful and generous. And I mean, if I had a design where, I mean, I could use these on little things like ornaments or whatever. So here are the other ones, and they're just so gorgeous. I actually opened it at work and I was like, ooh. No one thought I was a bit of a weirdo. So pretty. So I love those, and I really loved the little card she sent me. Look, it's greetings from, and then you write where you're from, put a little cross. So greetings from Arizona, which I love. So thanks, Annette. I am over thrilled. More than thrilled. Thank you very much. So I'm keeping that in its little envelope for when I get the chart. Look, it's just a tiny little envelope. I love it. Yeah. And it was so cheap postage as well. Like if I post something to America, it's like £15,000. So yeah, these people I'll link below anyway. Although you should be subscribed to these people anyway. So the other thing, they've not given me permission to say who they are. The second thing I got was the Needleworker chart from Little House Needleworks. I totally love this. I love it more than the Needleworker 2 one, and these are all threads, Classic Colourworks threads, which are in here as well. Awesome sauceum. I want to start this pretty soon, so I need to get my fabric stash out and see whether the neutral linens that I've got are big enough for that. And the other thing I got was in such an awesome decorated envelope. Look at this. Woo woo! It's got heart stickers and it's pink with green washi tape. And it's from another Flosstuber. And got a little card in. Love it. Even the envelope had like a little star on the back. Oh, seriously, itchy nose. Seriously. Maybe it's because the light's coming in. And this was, I just asked whether anybody had this magazine, and they messaged me straight away and said, what are you looking for? So I said which charts I was looking for, and she's like, I'll send them to you. I was like, are you sure? I wouldn't rip up a magazine of my own, so, but she was willing to. Wise Words by Emma Congdon. from, is it the World Cross Stitch magazine, or Cross Stitch Crazy from last September. I want to do this one, Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost, and possibly You've Bewitched Me Body and Soul, seeing as I'm now a massive Jane Austen fan, even though I haven't finished the first book. So thank you to you lovely ladies. Another thing that I saw yesterday I really want, I've not heard anyone talk about it yet, well, until yesterday someone showed it on the video, and it is, computer doing weird things, it's the Passione Ricamo Moon Sweet Moon Mystery Stitch Along. It was on Nikki Crafts, I think, and here's a picture of it. Isn't that gorgeous? Like on her video, obviously it looks better because it was just like all metallic. It's amazing. So I'm going to be wrapping up now. There's just two people I wanted to mention. The first one is Lindsay. Hi! And Aaron. Hello! If you're watching. We hang out and stitch now. Every like once a fortnight on a Wednesday morning, and yeah, we chat about Flosstube mostly, and oh, have you seen this video, have you seen this video, so and so has not made a video, oh, I don't watch them. Yeah, and we stitch on our stuff, and she's totally awesome, right, because she had 5 finishes last month, which you would just all love to see. I know you would love to see her make a video, and I'll keep pushing her to make a video. So Lindsay, it's official now. I'm mentioning it to the world that you need to make a Flosstube video. She said she was thinking about it. She's getting a bit close to yeah. You could just film a video and then just not publish it if you decide you don't want to. Because at least you've like practiced filming a video. Yeah. So watch this space for Lindsay. In fact, comment below if you want Lindsay to make a video. Another person I wanted to mention was Jay from Mortuary Stitches. So I binge watched her videos. I think it was last weekend. I'd watched most of them, but I'm 3 months behind. So I went on to her channel and watched her last 3 months videos, probably about 7 or 8 videos, and she is very poorly indeed, which is very sad, and my mind was obsessing about it. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about her. I couldn't stop thinking about the pictures she'd put on Instagram. But luckily she's had surgery and everything now, and I'm so glad, and I want to wish you a speedy recovery, because everyone deserves a speedy recovery. Anyways, so I think this is the longest video I've ever made. It's going to take me 10 years to edit. I started with A Up, which is a local colloquialism. So to say bye locally, we'd say ta-ra then.